Hey everyone, Jason Womack here. Go by JW. I am very excited to invite you to the next Gift and Power workshop, the gift of attention and the power of connection. Just want to give you a brief overview what that will look like and how you can maximize your time there. So here's the deal: 90 minutes. Need you to be on video. Need you to have a piece of paper, a pen, a pencil, whatever you want to write with. If this will be an immersive activity, this is not going to be me talking at you. It's going to be you auto or self-generating ideas on how you can master attention and how you can improve, you can change, you can develop, you can create connection. So I want to give you a couple of resources or sources. Got some things here. One question that I have for you is, where does want come from? This is a little bit of a book. Sorry, this is a book, but I'm going to go off script here with what Seth wrote about inside of this. My question to us is, where does want come from? Where does want to put my attention on something? Where does that begin? Where does that start? Where are the roots of that? And I believe in my heart that it comes from our environment. It comes from the nature, the nurture, the choice. It comes from where I came from, where I am, and where I am going. Those are the big three when I talk about time zones to people. I don't worry about time zones with the clock. What I worry about is, where were you, where are you, and then where are you going, so that we can get some kind of an idea to support one another. That idea of focus, attention. Where does yours go? I mean, I've only been talking for 1 minute and 43 seconds. My question to every single one of you is, how many of your mind went somewhere as I was talking? How many of you had a thought and then you came back to what I was just saying? Where does want come from? Where does the want to pay attention come from? It comes from the choices that you have made. Right now, listen, right now you are living the answers to the questions that you asked in the past. You have a job, you have a family, you have a friend, you have a community, you have a home, you have a car, you have the things that you have right now are because in the past you asked yourself certain questions. Now, some of those questions you were able to come up with on your own, and some of those questions, those were imposed upon you. It's one of the things that I talk about when I discuss this idea of motivation, right? Your motives for action. There are some intrinsic motivators that we all have. Intrinsically, these things have to come out. I have to teach. It is in me. It's what I have always been. It's what I am, and it's what I will be. Extrinsically, the world will map or match or not opportunities for me to teach. Where does want come from? It comes from your environment. 6 months from now, and I'll talk a little bit about this during the session, and I'll get you to think about it a whole lot during and then after the session. 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 36 months from now, your life will look like the answers to the questions that you're asking. You want to become a better leader. You want to become a more influential leader. You want to become a better parent. You want to become a better friend. You want to become a better whatever it is that you want to be better at. A way to do that is to change the questions. I remember reading a book a long time ago that said, change your questions, change your life. Where does want come from? It comes from your environment. So really pay attention to what's around you and what questions that you're being fed. Book number 2 is called Think and Grow Rich. If you have not read this, this will not help you make more money. This will help you find other riches, richness of health and richness of wealth and richness of love and richness of faith and richness of family and richness of community. Later on, Hill will talk about cash, but that's way at the end of the list. There is a piece in here, and look, you got to remember, this is written in 1937. This particular issue was published in, drum roll please, 1960. So that's when I just lost the back. That's cool. Page 213, 214, 215. So Mr. Hill says to let great men shape your life. Again, written in the 60s. This one was published in the 60s, written in 37. So we have to edit that, correct? Let great people shape your life. He says, I've never been entirely divested of the habit of hero worship. This guy has always followed the folks that are out in front of him. Who are your mentors, coaches, teachers, role models? I'm going to share this with you. He says, long before I had ever written a line for publication or endeavored to speak in public. I followed the habit of reshaping my character by following the 9 men whose lives and life works had been the most impressive to me. I'm not going to tell you who his 9 guys were. It doesn't matter. My question to you and my invitation to you when you show up for our session, who are your 9? Who are the 9 people, the 9 authors on your shelf, the 9 TED Talks that are bookmarked in your computer, the 9 editors of magazines that you would not go a month without reading? Who are the 9 mentors, coaches, teachers, pastors, friends, family members? Bring those 9 to bear. If you want, surround yourself by the 9. I went a step further. You can see behind me. These are the people that I write to. I'm working on my dissertation. I'm working on a 4th book. I'm working on speeches all of the time. And what I do is when I sit down, I will usually reach back and I'll go find someone. Who do I want to write to? You know what? I'm going to write this essay to my mentor, Francis. And I'll put that picture of Francis right on my desk so that while I'm writing, I can look over and she's the reminder to me of what it is that I do. Who are your 9? So why don't we do this together? Make sure that you show up for Gift and Power. Bring a friend. Take that URL and share it with someone who you think would benefit from this. 90 minutes. If I talk a full 30, that will be about the edge. You will be working in groups. You'll be working by yourself. You'll fill up 1 to 3 pages in your journal. Bring a notebook, bring a pen or pencil, bring you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.